last subject for tonight?
Okay, so this is welfare checks.
Welfare. Are we talking about the I don't have any money, I don't have a job, but I want a free ride? I want a free ride.
No. The welfare checks in this case
Is that what? So what are you talking about?
Are the police powers that have to do with the Fourth Amendment.
Okay, you're talking about unlawful search and seizure.
We're talking about warrantless searches.
Warrantless searches.
An exception to the warrant.
Well, you know that I actually have a long list of welfare checks that follow the line, and you realize there's a long sequence of why you can do warrantless searches.
Well,
what's all that about, Mark?
With People versus Ray, what they found, Supreme Court found that, or the Cal Fourth found that, if the police think someone's in need of aid, and so this is kind of how the law came about. Now you have exigent circumstances where there's a shooting or something going on, you know, like.
Well, exigent circumstances means that it gives you a probable cause to make a search because there's a fast-moving event,
felony in
progress, and you have to get right to it.
Or you're in pursuit of a
fleeing felon.
Or something like that. But this is a little bit different. This was kind of sold like so many things are, is like, oh, the humanists, we're being nice to you, we're here to help. It was, what did Reagan say? What's the most scary thing you ever heard? Is like, we're from the government, we're here to help.
Yeah, we're from the government, we're here to help. I remember that speech.
So the thing about what they're doing here is like, let's say you're a little kid and you've been kidnapped, right?
Yes.
So someone hears someone crying in a house, well, that's the kidnapped kid, you can go in. Let's say someone's had a heart attack and can't reach their pills, the police will come in and save them. So these are the kind of things where this welfare check is like the police aren't acting as police. They happen to have guns and badges and cameras and collect evidence, but in this case, they're just being your friend.
Okay, wait a minute.
So if they think
okay, wait a minute. On my table at home, I'm sitting there and I have anything that's illegal. Doesn't matter what it is. The police say because I didn't answer my phone that they can break into my house and see why I didn't answer my phone.
No. Let's say that you parked in front of your neighbor's house for a couple days and he's mad at you parking in front of his house. He can call the cops and go, oh, I think Jim's in trouble.
Why would he call the cops saying that?
Because he's mad that you parked in his driveway.
Because I'm mad I'm parked next to his driveway?
Something like, whatever reason. And since, oh my gosh, we have a report that Jim's in trouble, they can take a battering ram, bash down your door, come in, search and seize whatever they want because they're there to help.
Yeah, but what happens if they find something there that they're not looking for?
Well, they stumble upon something after they interrogate you and you confess, and maybe they, help you confess.
But what happens if I have my AK-47 up against the wall, fully loaded, ready to go?
Well, then they would just stumble upon that accidentally. Or let's say you had something in the safe that they accidentally made you open.
What do you mean in the safe? Why would they be looking at my safe to see if I'm okay or not?
They accidentally encouraged you to open it.
Oh, they accidentally encouraged me to open my safe and what they found in there was something that was illegal.
Yeah, so they don't need a warrant anymore.
Whoa. Wait a minute. I'm going to ask this question because I didn't know this law went this far. A welfare check says I'm checking to see if you're okay.
Well,
But how far does this go? Does this go to arm's length, or is this anything in the house can be searched?
Well, it says when police are checking for victims in a residence upon reasonable belief that someone inside the residence is in need of aid.
Yeah.
Or upon that there was an imminent threat of life or welfare to someone inside. Well, life or welfare? What's welfare? It's welfare is like you didn't get enough sleep, you maybe have a cold. I mean, it's pretty broad law.
Yeah, but what if I'm just asleep on the couch?
Well, I'm just saying these things, this is a big runaround. I mean, a big way of
wait a minute, which court was this that made this ruling? And is this
21 Cal 4th, 464, Superior Court, 4 Cal 3rd, 919, People versus Ammons, 1980, 103rd, Cal App 3rd.
Wow.
So these are high up things, and basically what they're saying, now they're saying there should be probable cause or reasonable belief.
Right.
To go ahead, but the thing is, people are coming in with battering rams, okay? I have a case right now, 8 cops with battering rams, dogs, guns drawn, because the people are saying, we're fine, we don't need any help. No, thank you. They're going, we've got to come in, we've got to come in. No, thanks, don't come in. And then when they open the door, they battering ram, they come in, beat the people up, take them out, handcuff
Wait a
them.
minute, why are they coming in with battering rams to see if you're okay? Well, what if I'm just sick? What if I'm laying on the couch and I have a bad hangover and I'm just asleep?
Well, the thing is, everyone was okay before the police came, but after they weren't. So.
Oh, my God, I don't think I'm going to be too okay after that. I don't know how this is going, Mark. I am really concerned. Now, are they trying to... Is this going to be part of the new exigent circumstances?
No, it's not. It's actually an offshoot. Goes down a different path of exigent circumstances.
But how does it get away from the Fourth Amendment that I can't? Why is my house getting searched?
Because you're in need of aid. They're coming.
I'm in need of aid. Nobody has any knowledge that I'm in need of aid. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But if the neighbor called and said, "Oh, you're in trouble," now they have.
How do they know if I'm in trouble?
They heard that on their dispatch. What? They heard that you needed help in their dispatch.
And so the firemen are going to kick the door open.
No,
they're going to come in with the cops. They're going to come in with the cops and the dogs and the guns blazing.
Right.
And Jim's laying there eating guacamole and chips. And next thing you know, I'm in trouble.
They knock on the door and they say, "We're doing welfare." You open the window, say, "Everyone's fine. Please go away." That's not good enough. No, we want to come in. We have to make sure you're okay.
What do you mean? Okay, I'm the guy you're doing the welfare check.
Exactly.
I'm fine.
And he's fine.
You want some guacamole?
Right. And so they'll bash the door in to make sure you're okay.
But what if I don't want my door bashed in?
Well, that's the problem.
And who pays for my door being bashed in anyway? I want to know that.
Well, not only that, you're probably going to get a resisting arrest and assaulting a police officer on top of it just for being in the house.
Yeah, but what happens if the dog eats my cat's food and gets sick?
I had that happen. No. The dog jumps up on you trying to eat your face off. If you put your hands up to guard yourself, that's assault on the police dog.
Actually, I do have a dog case.
That's attack on the officer. That's attack on the police dog.
Well, actually, attack on a police dog is assaulting a police dog. There is a crime for that.
But, I mean, if you're defending yourself, they could charge you with that. They'll probably charge you with assault to the cop.
Mark, this is a long reach from the Fourth Amendment.
I've got the case right now. I got one of these right now.
You've got one of these right now?
Right now, I've got one of these. Right.
What did they find in the house after they bashed the door open?
Absolutely nothing.
Then why was the person, were they arrested?
Oh, yeah, they got charged with, like, assaulting a police officer, resisting arrest, the whole thing, handcuffed, thrown down on the stairs on their back after they're handcuffed. 6 weeks pregnant women just beaten, thrown from side to side, set the dogs on her, guns drawn, tasers, you name it.
What was the welfare check for?
Nothing. There was nothing. There was nothing wrong.
So what? Wait a minute. There must have been something
wrong. The neighbors called and said, well, there's some noise in the neighborhood.
Noise in the neighborhood?
Noise in the neighborhood.
Oh, Mark, I have enough problems seeing what's happening with the Constitution as it is, but not to see it brought to this level. This is like day-to-day. You and we go home tonight, and we could have somebody kicking our door open.
Yeah, I mean,
and I got my 9-year-old crying, going, "Daddy, why are they here?" And the cop's going, "I'm here to help you. Now get out of the way before my dog chews your face off."
Well, the thing is,
it's a little scary, Mark.
This is a very prevalent thing. You start seeing this welfare check, complete pretext, complete, end run around the Fourth Amendment. Completely unconstitutional. And also, if you start looking like I did some pitches motion. I look in the backgrounds of these officers, and some of them have been done the same. I've interviewed some witnesses, and they've had the same, beating and whatever, police brutality with the same officers. So, but this is an excuse to come into your home. Your home is no longer your castle under the welfare check. Though that old-fashioned Fourth Amendment thing is gone now. They're like come into your house, battering rams and all. And then you get charged.
Yeah, but Mark, I mean, we've been doing this show for a long time, and this is actually some of the scariest stuff because
it's incredible.
Every person that watches this show can have their life ruined like this.
Right.
This is what's scary.
And then when they went into this house, they found absolutely nothing.
They found nothing.
Nothing.
They found nothing.
Nothing. Not a thing.
And they still arrested them.
Not only that, there's still charges, and they went to the pretrial conference. They still don't want to settle. They're still, because they can't. Now that they've stuck their foot in it, right? Now that they let the dogs loose, beat up everybody, they got to come up with these phony charges that, oh, you hit a cop, one pregnant lady, 4'9" lady has fought 8 cops with guns drawn. Oh, she attacked them.
Sure she did.
Yeah, and then you tried to brace the door after you unlatched it.
Yeah.
You unlatched the door, and then you tried to brace against it.
And then you're trying to brace it against 8 cops, fully armed, trying to break their way in.
With the dogs.
And with the dogs.
And the dogs.
And the dogs.
Guns drawn.
Guns drawn.
Yeah.
That's a little too much, Mark.
But I mean,
I don't know how I read this and I'm purely shocked that any Supreme Court would ever go over this. I know they've gone through a long list of what are circumstances, but it makes no sense that you step to this level without the Constitution being totally violated.
I mean, this kind of thing is the premise of the law was like, oh, if someone's having a heart attack, the police can go in.
Right.
If somebody's kidnapped, people can go in.
Right.
But now it's just used as willy-nilly. We can't get a warrant. We got no reason to enter, and then we just barge in.
I think that's going to be about it for tonight, Mark. But I'm going to tell you, as I look out in the studio audience, and I thank you for watching our show tonight. I want everyone to understand something. Your constitutional rights are being violated every day, and unless we stand for our rights will no longer exist. Thanks, Mark. It's been a great show.
All right.